Welcome back to Two Merry Widows and a Thrice Divorcee. This is part 2 of our mini-series, and in this episode, we will continue our candid conversation about our holiday experiences and how we navigate through the emotional challenges that come with it. So sit back, relax, and join us for another heartfelt discussion. Judy, why don't we start with you?
My Christmases are wonderful. My granddaughter decorated my tree this year, which was fabulous having her there. And although I'm like, Everly, you got to get a little higher on the tree. Oh, bleep, said the name.
You can say her name if you want to. Well, how old is Everly?
She's 6.
Oh.
And she is so cute. She wanted to decorate the tree, so we just let her do the whole tree. And we did have to come behind her and move some of the ornaments a little bit higher and everything, but it's beautiful and it's on all the time and she just loves it. So, but it's a lot different having, our family's a lot smaller now, especially with, the ex gone, and it's just more intimate with just the 3 of us at the house. And then Sonny came along and he now joins us, and it's so peaceful. And it wasn't peaceful before.
Oh, yeah.
It was more chaotic.
There's a lot of stress.
And it's just, it's
the vibe in the air.
It's just, definitely. And it's been so nice just to watch them celebrate the holiday and then celebrate my granddaughter, because I try not to buy a lot of gifts anymore because I give throughout the year. So I feel like I'm constantly like getting them what they need or helping them with things that I just don't feel like it kind of takes the surprise out of it.
You know what's really great, though, Judy, is when you come over and you give us a Christmas festival just on one of our little podcast days. We have so much cheese and shrimp and pumpkin pie to gorge on. It's wonderful.
Well, I figured, I don't know if I'll get to see you ladies when it is actual Christmas. So I wanted to celebrate with us today and share in the beautiful time. Although people have no patience in the store. Why are people just so rude?
Oh, my goodness.
It's like, be thankful. I'm sorry the checker is talking to a customer, but you don't need to be mean to her because she's having a conversation. She's working on a Sunday. Have you ever worked retail at a restaurant, or have you ever worked retail during the holidays, whether it be, a grocery store or a retail store or anything else? It's terrible. People are just crazy.
Yeah.
And they have no patience. And these people are behind. I've worked it. I've been there. I'm behind a counter. I am a human being. Just because there's a line, don't take it out on me. I'm working as fast as I can to help you check out. So be nice.
Yeah.
So I'm saying.
I've been avoiding the stores altogether. Same. I'm just shopping online.
Well, that's it was funny because my daughter and I had that conversation because she put whatever she wanted for Everly, she put in the Amazon basket. And then I said, okay, well, if it's still in the Amazon basket, that means you haven't bought it yet. I'll buy whatever's left in there that you have picked out for her. Because all she wanted was Legos, LOL dolls, and art supplies. So I went in and I bought all this stuff. And Jordan, she was like, why does anybody go to a store anymore?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because it's just, you don't have the hassle of it. But I did get my Christmas shopping all done for my 3 grandkids. And I might have a 4th before Christmas.
What?
Yes. I found out the other day. I'll know Tuesday.
Well, how many times are you a grandma now?
This will be 4.
Wow.
This will be number 4. But she wasn't due until after, she was actually due on my daughter's birthday in January. But the doctor, her OBGYN, said that she's definitely not making it 40 weeks. They think she's going to deliver by 37 weeks, which is 3 weeks away. So they're taking her, she's going in Tuesday for a checkup, and they're going to see if she started dilating. And if she started dilating, they might help her. Mm-hmm. Progress a little bit so that she can have the baby sooner than later, because her body is done being pregnant. She said, she's like, I'm done. I said, I don't blame you, honey. I don't blame you. So, but we're all excited, and we're all excited about it. So I said, I guess I got to go buy her a surprise gift in case we have an addition at Christmas.
Wow.
4, which my brother's getting ready to have number 9. So,
Is this the daughter that's living with you now is going to have the fourth? Or?
Oh, no. My son's fiance is having her third.
Okay.
So, yeah, this will be their third, and Jordan has one.
All right. So there's a lot to be thankful for.
Absolutely. Finally figured out what was causing my illness. My furnace was the CO2 levels were too high in the house. And I think by the grace of God, the company called and said, "Hey, do you need your furnace checked for the season?" And I said, "Oh, absolutely. How much are you doing it for?" They're like, "Oh, $29. I'm like, "I can spare $29. He came in, he shut my gas off and said, "It is unsafe for you to have your gas on in your furnace. You had this," and he showed me everything, all the levels, and we had to open up all the windows in the house. My granddaughter ended up in the ER for 3 hours on oxygen because of her O2 levels and
CO2.
how many CO2 levels? Yeah, O2 levels is good.
Okay, so they confirmed that at the ER that it was the CO2 level
For her. Yeah.
and she has asthma.
And now we know why her asthma kicked in every winter. Because our bedrooms, my granddaughter and my bedroom is over the furnace.
Okay.
So, and that's where all the buildup of the CO2 was. Yeah, so I had to have a furnace put in on Wednesday. Merry Christmas.
To me. Merry Christmas to me.
I told my neighbor, I'm like, "Well, I'm going to be your neighbor for another 120 months. Well, but yeah. So hopefully my granddaughter and I will now start finally feeling better now that the toxins are out of the house.
Oh, you have asthma too, don't you?
Well, I have bronchial asthma.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't get rid of it. Now I know. I mean, well, we had a lot to do with it. So
Imagine how you're going to feel in a few months.
I don't know, but my system purrs like a kitten. It's never been quieter. I'm like,
your furnace.
Because it used to make this big backdraft boom because of the gas would build up in at the igniter, and when it ignited, it backdraft and would make this. It just made this boom sound, and of course my daughter's like, "That's not normal." I'm like, "No, it's always done it since we've been here, so I don't know." No, that wasn't normal. And my system was overheating, and he was just like, I will show you how to turn the gas back on and turn the furnace back on, but you can't do it while I'm in the house because I'm deeming it unsafe. And if you so choose to do it after I leave, that's on you. And I was like, "Oh no, I will not be turning it back on until we get a new system put in." And then the next day they came out and put a new system in.
Well, at least you're going to have a warm Christmas.
Yeah, actually it worked so well that I had to turn my thermostat down. I was like, it was roasting me out of there. Because it heats up so fast. I think gas heat burns more efficiently anyway than electric. But yeah, so it's just one of those things. Now we're all going to get better and have a great Christmas.
Mm-hmm. I'm so full from our feast right now that I feel a nap coming on.
Eat anything.
I think
She didn't eat brownies and cheese.
Yes, she ate the homemade pie and a brownie, but we ate all the frozen shrimp.
And we do mean frozen.
And we do mean frozen.
It was frozen.
Well, speaking of Christmas and keeping in this Christmas spirit, I tried to get some of the holiday stuff up, but we are still finding ourselves without a tree.
Well, you had your lights out front.
Yeah, that I put up yesterday.
Oh, and you decorated your Jeep too?
Yep, I decorated my Jeep. But, Al would have had it all up by the day after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am. It's almost Christmas. What? We have a week and a half, maybe?
Not even. Next Sunday's Christmas Eve.
And we don't even have our tree.
That's one.
So fresh or artificial?
It's always artificial. It was always artificial. Okay. But I don't know what possessed me, but I felt I needed to get rid of the Christmas tree.
You got rid of your Christmas tree?
The one that he had in the basement, it was just...
After he passed?
After he passed, I couldn't face it. So I was like, we're going to either do something different this year or get a real tree. And which last year or the year before that, we did get a real tree. And I did not water it properly. And my neighbor, who is a ex-fireman, it's like, you need to get rid of the tree. And it's like, it's only December 5th. So I would literally spray it down, with just a bottle and spray just to keep it moist. But, some of our ornaments were destroyed because watered them down, and now
Especially when they're first cut, you first put them in water. They need to be watered.
they do.
Daily, like literally daily.
Right. Well, I know that now.
So what are you doing for a tree this year?
I think it's almost too late. So we did keep Max's Christmas tree that we used to put here out in the hallway, and put a little tiny gift under there, the night before he got to open those gifts. And we bought it at the Goodwill. Al was there, so we were able to get the tree together. So we use that in the dining room now, and it's really cute, and the spacing is just right. And then it's so small that I can actually put the stand inside of a what is it called? A drum, a red drum with gold trim. It's really cute.
Cute.
And then we have a old fashioned rocking horse that we put next to it. So it is quite sweet and traditional. And yes, it's fake, but
Well, yeah, my dad, only reason why I ever had real trees was because my dad sold Christmas trees. That was one of his many jobs throughout his career, was he had a Christmas tree lot, and he sold Christmas trees for 40 years. And from the day after Christmas till Christmas Eve, we would not see him because he would be at the Christmas tree lot 24/7 pretty much. We were always the last one to get a tree. Because Santa decorated our tree. It was amazing because we'd go to church and we'd come back and Santa had been there and our tree was decorated.
During the day?
We'd go to Christmas Eve. We'd go to Christmas Eve Mass and we'd come home and the tree would be decorated. The lights would be on it and there'd be a few ornaments left for us to put on, but Santa had come and put the tree up.
That is sweet.
That was the story that was told to us. And I tried to carry on that tradition by having real trees at our house. But my first husband did not like real trees because he said they made too much of a mess. And that was when I went to artificial trees. So, on and off, I've had real trees here and there, but they are messy.
They are messy. I vacuumed like every other day.
You could vacuum.
Yeah.
Couldn't water.
When Al and I first got together, he's Hebrew Christian, So the idea of even having a Christmas tree in the house was a little like, it's too much. I don't think I could do that, But when Max came along, he's like, well, I guess I could do a fake tree. I'm not bringing an evergreen in here, quote unquote.
Right.
So, what are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out the alcohol percentage
of eggnog
of this whole bottle.
All right, let me see. You can't see it?
Yes, I can.
Was it on the neck?
Yeah, no, it's right here.
What are you trying to say?
It's right here in front of me. Made with rum, brandy, and blended whiskey. Is it delicious?
It is delicious.
14.75%. Oh my gosh.
Is that a lot?
That is a lot.
Judy will be spending the night at Ridge's house today.
I don't know. Christmas is, I know it's different because this is the first year that I will say I got multiple invitations to join multiple friends and family for different things. So it's been nice. Like yesterday I went to a cousin's house that does an open house, and she does the open house for her side of the family and her husband's side of the family. And it was nice because I hadn't seen his side of the family in a long, long time. So it was kind of nice to kind of catch up and see how they're all doing now.
So do you think they weren't inviting you before because
No.
Like your husband?
No. So the last couple years, one, it got interrupted because of COVID.
True.
So in 2020, I don't think they had, I think this is the first one they've had since 2020.
Oh, okay.
Because I know they didn't have one in 2020. And I know they didn't have one. I don't think they had one last year. And then the prior years, I think it was just a matter of timing and not being able to. I had other things going on or whatever, and I wasn't able to attend. But they're so generous. They had it catered. They do cash prizes for games. They play left, right, center. And they give everybody who wants to play the money to play. So you don't have to bring your own money. They're like, here. And they give you, the money and you play left, right, center. My sister was a lucky winner this time. She won the pot. And then the winner of the left, right, center has to answer a trivia question. And if they get that right, they get another cash prize. envelope. And then they play, I think they did guess how many gummy bears are in the jar. And that was a cash prize. And then they did, my cousin she loves knowledge and education. She's got 4 bachelors and 3 masters, and she's just a brilliant woman. And she's actually tried out for Jeopardy, but they play Jeopardy every year, and it's always the commanders versus the right. And then they split the teams up in 2, and whoever wants to play on each team plays, and then whoever wins, there's cash prizes. They're just so generous. And then they give us all goodie bags, which has lottery tickets in it. And they even had little pins made this year that said "Merry Christmas from blank and blank," with their names on it. And it's just refreshing to be around family, And one of the I know they don't. His side of the family doesn't remember me because it's been a long time since I've seen his side of the family. But, it was just funny because someone was like, "Oh, is this your mom?" And we're talking about my aunt. And I'm like, "Well, no, she's my aunt." "Oh, is your mom's sister?" And I'm like, "No, my dad's sister." But it was nice to be around family again and just to say hi and see all the cousins. And it was nice. So, and then we always do Christmas Eve. This year we're doing Christmas Eve lunch because everybody has so many family. I mean, like my brother has 8 grandkids. And so, he wants to do stuff with his family. My son has kids. My daughter has kids. So it's just like everybody has their own thing now. So we're like, okay, well, we're considering doing Christmas Eve brunch or breakfast, but they moved. So I guess it is technically a brunch because we're starting it at noon, and it's going to be like lunchtime foods, and then Christmas Eve open for everybody to do whatever they want with their families or whatever. So that was kind of nice.
Sounds fun.
I don't know. Bridget's mom invited me to her.
She did.
Christmas.
I hope you come with us.
I will be making an appearance.
Okay.
At some point. For sure.
Sounds good. Are you baking? Are you cooking? I am not doing anything. We do, at my mother's house, we do a traditional German style lunch. Really, it's kind of a luncheon. And there's all kinds of German. We go to this place up in Baltimore and buy authentic sausages and liverwurst and breads and things. And so for lunch, then my mother makes real German potato salad and real German sauerkraut, which is not anything like the American version. And so we have sausages and wieners and lunch meat sandwiches and sauerkraut and potato salad at my mother's house. And we usually do that during the day. So that's like after everybody has opened their presents with their own families at their own houses. And then we all kind of converge onto my mother's house. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Food's always good.
Does your mom have a house that you can actually entertain in? Or is it one of those small little places that everybody has to sit in the hallway?
Her house is a decent size.
It's not huge, but it's not tiny. It's, the way they...
Bigger than my house.
It's bigger than... It's the way they used to make houses, like...
I mean, it's a 1-story.
Back in the 70s. It's a 1-story rambler.
Okay.
But the kitchen is big. It has...
and then there's plenty of room in the dining room. And if it's a nice day, we can sit out on the back patio.
Yeah, the rooms are like it's a 1-story rambler, but it's good sized rooms. It's not like smaller sized rooms. It's big rooms, and it's not an open concept, but there's like one hallway kind of where everything converges. So it's nice. It's big enough. There's usually about 15 to 20 people there. It's enough to hold the 15 to 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you did when MK was around?
We've always done that. Yes, I've done that for Christmas. I've never done anything else for Christmas. We've always done that. And actually, Mike's parents are German-philes. I don't know what the word is. You know how there's Anglophiles, like people who love the English? His parents were German-philes. They're like that about Germans because they used to live in Germany when his father was in the
They
military.
spent a lot of time in Germany.
Yeah, so they did. So they really, when his father was in the military, they spent a lot of time. He was stationed over there. And then after he retired, they would still go over and visit Germany like once a year and Oktoberfest and all these things. So they really, really like the German food and the German culture. So they actually came over for a couple of Christmases to my mother's house and joined us.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was nice. It was really special.
Yeah.
And so my mother asked me if I thought they might like to come this year. And I said, I think it's too soon.
Yeah. But you know what? You can always extend that olive branch, and it's on them to.
They're not ready. I saw them very briefly about a month ago, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was nice, but they're not ready for that.
Well, we can take Mike with us.
We can carry Mikey
We can carry
with
Mike
us.
there. We can carry Mikey with us.
Of course, the only thing Mike would eat, he's so hilarious. My husband was like, he ate food like a 5-year-old. It had to be burgers and fries, tacos. He did love him some tacos.
He liked to pop his own popcorn.
He did make good popcorn. He would make us popcorn every night. We'd watch movies or whatever. He would make fresh popped popcorn. But no, anything that had any kind of flecks of red or green or mushrooms, he wasn't going anywhere near it.
A vegetable,
basically.
Green is gross.
What is that? Green peppers. I'm not eating that.
He was so funny.
So he would only eat bratwurst. So the only thing from the German luncheon he'll eat is the bratwurst. So my mother ordered 8 bratwursts, and I'm like, because she's forgetting that we upped the number of bratwurst for Mike and his father, but no one else really eats the bratwurst. They're good. I'll eat them. We'll eat them. But we eat, you can eat bratwurst almost any time of the year, but we get Wienerwurst and, all these other kinds of sausages that you don't normally get during the year. Anyway, we're going to have a ton of bratwurst.
So I'm excited to be able to experience some of these German brats.
This is good. Well, there's bratwurst, there's Wienerwurst, there's
the Wursts.
There's Liverwurst, there's Teewurst, all kinds of German.
I mean, I'm German on my dad's side of the family, so I don't know how German they are, but we have a lot of German in us. So it'd be kind of cool to experience the culture, because I mean, her mom. How long has your mom been in this country?
Oh, my mother's been here 60 years.
60 years, and she still has a pretty good heavy accent.
Which no one in the family hears, but other people do hear it.
I hear it because sometimes even I don't say difficulty understanding her, but I really have to pay close attention to what she says.
You're not the only one. A lot of people will be like, I hear an accent. Where are you from? But we don't hear it anymore.
I hear it. Well, I
don't think it's very strong.
Does she even speak German to you guys? To the point where you understand?
She does not to us. Because my father didn't like it.
Really? See, I would have loved it.
Oh, I'm mad now.
Oh, yeah?
Now that I'm 50-something and I can't speak German, and she's, completely fluent in 2 languages. Right. And I'm not.
Right.
I'm a dumb American who only knows once. No one get offended. But no, I wished we had actually tried a little harder when we were younger, because I would love to be bilingual at this point, but we are not.
My cousin took German in high school, and she was fluent in it, and she could read it and
from just one class, because
she took it
hard.
She took it all through high school and then into college.
Oh, okay.
And even every once in a while, she'll be like 9. She'll say certain German words, and it's like she probably can't now because she's been so. I mean, in high school, of course, it was an everyday kind of thing. I mean, she would even read like German magazines and stuff like that. She just was that caught up in the culture and the language. But now every once in a while, it's funny because I'll ask her, I'm like, do you still remember any German? And she can say certain words, and she'll respond certain things in German. And I just think it's so cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm
don't
not.
remember very much.
I would love to have spoke Italian because my grandfather spoke Italian, but he never taught his kids how to speak Italian, and he died so young
Right.
that he didn't get a chance to teach us any Italian.
My oldest sister remembers. She doesn't really speak it, but she remembers a lot from hearing it. She can decipher a lot of things that are being said, but she doesn't really speak it. But my other sister and I, we lived in Germany for a year when I was younger. And when I was 5, I spoke 5-year-old's level of German. But then when we came back here to the States, my mother would try to speak it to us to get us to be able to recall it. And my father would get mad.
Well, I remember when we had come from Hawaii, so we went into Connecticut, to live life next to the New London Navy base. I remember having to go to speech therapy. Why? I still don't understand why. We had some pigeon in us that we couldn't let go of. I don't know what it was. I know Carol had some troubles because her top palate was tight, very tight.
Right.
So she had trouble saying some things. But I'm sure I put that teacher on some sort of I'm never doing this again list because she's explaining to me, okay, no, you say choo-choo train. I'm like, choo-choo, I don't get what, I don't hear the difference. Or what was the other thing that she kept saying?
Did she say it like a New Englander?
Well, you say crayon. She's like, it's crayon. I'm like, crayon, what's your problem?
I always say crown.
I say crayon.
I say crown. It must be like where we're from.
Right.
My husband used to make fun of me so much. He would what is it? What is that thing you color with? I'm like, a crown. He's like, a crayon. I'm like,
okay, so
a crown?
Yeah.
That's regional.
Men used to always make fun of me because I couldn't say a few words.
Oh, that one friend.
And
you'd say towel.
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 How would you say it?
Towel. Towel. No, not towel. Towel.
Oh.
I say ambulance. How do you say ambulance?
Ambulance.
Sometimes I have trouble with aluminum.
Aluminum?
Yeah, sometimes I'll say aluminium.
That's actually the funny thing. That is a British affect. Because my first husband was Nigerian and they spoke, British English because they were colonized by the British. So all their schools were taught in English using the British English. And he would say aluminum or whatever it is you said. Aluminium. Yeah. However, I can't even say it the way they say it. And he would say, it was so funny one time. I know we're talking about first husbands, not second, dead husbands, not living, but
all mine are still living.
He was telling me something and he was saying something about it being, he said, I can't even say it the way he said it, catastrophe. And he was saying catastrophe.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was a catastrophe. And I was like, a what? Catastrophe. I'm like, a what? Catastrophe. And I was like,
a catastrophe.
He was saying catastrophe. But because of the pronunciation, I didn't understand him. But that's the way they would say it in England. That's the Queen's English.
So you were born in Hawaii, correct?
Yes.
And how many years did you live in Hawaii?
I think I was there only until I was 4. Carol was little.
So 4. So you probably, I was just trying to think, what kind of language did you pick up? Because they have a lot of vowels in their language, in the words.
Yeah.
And I was out there for a very brief couple weeks and I couldn't say any of the stuff. I couldn't. The street names and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I couldn't.
Yeah. I don't know if I told the story yet, but we had to go to preschool when we were young. We just got our place in Connecticut. We were, and so mom and dad put us into this church preschool, right? Mm-hmm. And so they're like, children, let's all do the hula for our big end of year extravaganza. And the looks on our faces when they showed us what they did for hula, we were just like, this is the dumbest thing we have ever seen. Rolling our eyes back in our heads like, this is an abomination. You have to participate or you're in trouble, right?
Right.
So we did it, but the whole time we were scoffing.
Did you school them?
Yeah.
At the age of 5.
At the age of 5. What do you guys do with your traditional Christmas movies and stuff like that? What do you traditionally, what do you watch?
The only thing that we traditionally watched was when we were the day after Thanksgiving, we would put up the tree and then we would just put on Elf.
Oh, yeah.
Love Elf.
Elf is hilarious.
Elf is hilarious. And how do you feel about Christmas Story movie?
That's on the day of Christmas, and we just loop it all day long. Just leave it on. Max and I decided to go on a mid-Atlantic tour. I had to go to work and I ended up in Kentucky opening a store, blah, blah, blah. So we went through, DC, West Virginia, we went all through that. And then we ended up in Ohio and we went to
Is this before
Cleveland.
after your husband passed?
This was before.
Okay.
But Al stayed home because he had work. He couldn't go on a mid-Atlantic tour,
Right.
So I took Max because I think it was like the summer. He was out of school. So what are we going to do with our kid? So I was like, let's take him, this sort of thing. And he still talks about it to this day. He loved it.
Which was awesome.
Yeah. But we went to the Christmas Story house and we toured the house. And he actually crawled in underneath the sink. I got pictures of him there.
There was an actual Christmas Story.
Well, it was based out of Ohio, right?
Yeah. And partial filming was there.
Right.
It wasn't all filmed there.
Right.
He took a picture of him, did his hand up the lamp.
I was going to say, what is it?
The lamp was
He didn't
there.
stick his tongue on the lamppost outside.
No, because I was at a schoolyard, if you remember correctly.
Oh, that is correct. That is correct.
So that he got to see that.
Charles Dickens, isn't that? I thought you had Christmas Carol.
Christmas Story. Yeah. No, the Christmas Carol. Yes, there's all kinds of versions of that. But yeah, my second husband just thought that was the best movie ever, and all day long it had
A Christmas Story.
Christmas Story. It had to be on in our house, and anytime I would try to change it, he was like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. I'm like, he still has some of my Christmas stuff. I'm a little bitter about that, but should have taken it all when I left, but I didn't. Never got it. But
what is the one thing that you really miss the most that he has in his possession?
I made these beautiful Christmas wreaths. And someone had given me these crystal glass angels. And one was red crystal and one was white, clear crystal. And I took those angels and I handmade these beautiful Christmas wreaths with different poinsettia flowers. And then I had the angels hanging from the center of the wreaths. And he never gave them back to me. And they're irreplaceable because they were one of a kind, because I handmade them myself. So, but he always admired my artwork and my craftiness. So I guess I should be flattered.
I love that about you too. It's fun to be creative. It's a great way to get your mind off of things too.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I just went through and hung all my winter Christmas pictures, paintings in the house. Took all my fall stuff down and put all my winter stuff up, my Christmas stuff up. And I had this one. They made this Charlie Brown Christmas tree, and I said to my granddaughter, I said, "Well, what do you think of Nona's tree that she painted?" And she said, I could use some Christmas balls.
Christmas balls.
Because I didn't put any ornaments on it. It's just a ball tree. But isn't it pretty? And she's like, no. It'd be prettier if it had ornaments. And
She's still trying to,
still trying to
be polite.
She is. Oh.
But I am looking forward to it. Max's girlfriend will be here. So
that's exciting. That's new.
It is new. And I think it'll be nice she's a great distraction. So we're not always thinking about Dad's not here. Al's not here. So we're blessed that she's going to make the trip down here. So
are you cooking? What are you doing for dinner? Christmas dinner?
Do I have to think that far ahead? I think last year we just did Dunkin' Donuts.
A week away.
We did not have Dunkin' Donuts for Christmas dinner.
Well, breakfast. We are more about the breakfast. We love the bacon and the French toast and the donuts.
What do you eat at 6 p.m.?
The leftovers.
Well,
oh my! We
usually eat so much German during the day that is our dinner.
Yeah,
it's
probably just kind of pick throughout the day.
Yeah.
I have to say that driving over here today and listening to some of the Christmas stuff, I did get a little weepy just because, I don't know, life happens, and it's just like, sometimes it's unfair and sometimes it's whatever. But I'm just like, I just didn't expect to be where I am now at my age, single again, and no one to really share those moments with. I mean, I have great friends, and that's kind of what gets me through, is like, I know I have you guys, and I know I have a handful of really close friends that I know I can rely on, pick my spirits up. So, which is nice, because Lord knows we all need that. But, what's going to happen in, another 10 years from now? We're all going to be sitting here doing this podcast.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the future holds.
No.
I have no idea.
It's a day-to-day thing. It really is. But just being in the car by myself, listening to Christmas music, it just hits you. I know it hits you, and I know it hits you, and you can't help it.
You know what's crazy though? It's like, I'm not going to tell anybody who it was, but there are people out there who are like, I'm not married yet. I don't want to die alone, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you could still be married and still die alone.
There's no guarantee.
100%.
Isn't that the truth?
Well, and that's what I was taught. I don't know who I was talking to about it, but it's like,
And the truth is, somebody dies before the other.
Yeah.
Unless you both go in a car crash, which we don't want to think about that.
No. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I think we were just talking about it when we were having our Christmas feast downstairs, that there's loneliness and there's being alone. I mean, everybody can be alone and not be lonely, because we have children that live in our home. We have dogs. She has a dog.
We have hobbies.
We have things that can distract us. We have work. She has her mother.
I'm glad she's still with us.
But what are you going to do? But I don't think I would give up my independence just to have somebody in my life. I'd rather have people who bring meaning to my life. And that's you guys, and that's my kids and my grandkids. They bring meaning to my life. Those other people don't. I have family that doesn't bring meaning to my life.
But I think that's what happens when we reach 50s. We reevaluate.
Yes. You go from having a circle this big to a circle this big.
Yeah.
We always tease, my circle's gotten smaller, and a lot of people blame it on COVID, which probably 2020 probably was the defining moment where people were like, I need to cut out the frivolous and keep.
Mine was the 2016 election, but go on.
I mean, everybody has their
defining moments.
Defining moments, but I mean, I don't know what my defining. I mean, there was a lot of defining moments, a lot of eye-opening moments, I guess, could be more descriptive, but I see the struggle, and in fact, it was so funny because my daughter last night said to me, she was out, we had gone to the Legion Christmas party, and I met my daughter there with my cousin Lisa, and her and Sonny were there, and our friends were all there, and Jordan was outside talking to a gentleman, and the gentleman was talking about his life struggles and how, he's raising his great-grandchildren because of addictions and different issues, and families, the youth had died off because of drug addictions and whatever. And now he's raising his great-grandchildren, which is not where he wanted to be, and blah, 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 blah. And Jordan comes to mind. She says, Mom, I have to realize now that even though I have my share of struggles, my struggles are not nearly as bad as other people's. And I just need to be thankful.
Oh.
And I was like, what? An enlightening moment.
You're like, who in the hell was she talking to?
For her to realize that. And I mean, the millennials, they just have a different way of thinking. And sometimes she speaks before she thinks, and she says some things that can be pretty heartbreaking and pretty disturbing. But at the same time, for her to say, man, he's a lot in a worse place than I am, Mom. And I realize now that I should be grateful. And I'm just like, it was great. I was like, that's wonderful, daughter. I appreciate you acknowledging that. Right?
Yeah.
There's hope for us after all.
Right? All right, we're at 47 minutes.
Wow.
We got a lot of cuts, though.
Yeah. Just letting you know, though.
That's all right.
47 minutes is good.
Yeah. And plus, it's part of a two-parter, so I can literally way about half.
Sarah, outro. Outro.
Outro. Sarah, outro.
Say, you're drunk. Did you understand what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, that was all one word to me.
It's the 14%.
There was no bitch fest in here. We were enlightening and festive.
Yes.
It's worth a second bottle.
That's good. It's tasty. Because I usually like it.
This is the best eggnog.
Thank you for joining us today. We are excited to keep going too. Our plan is to release a new episode every other Wednesday. We understand that it may seem unusual to have a holiday episode during spring. I mean, practically spring, but we are currently working through some technical issues and trying to streamline our workflow. We may not be perfect, but we are having a lot of fun being oh so very imperfect. I mean, what's wrong with that? Talk to you later. Bye.